Boom chickadee chanka, how's it going everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig Unite. A bit of an early one, very early in the morning it is. Been up most of the night to be fair with serious tooth issues and tooth pain. So that's why we get an early show today. There's not usually an early show on the channel. Before we get into the the transfer news and Man United news and stuff like that today, I just want to talk about, the Glazers, aka the parasites, aka the pricks, or the bastards, or whatever you want to call them, to be perfectly honest, because they are just pure scum running this football club, to be perfectly fair. And, this is not just a knee-jerk reaction to the news that the Bruno Fernandes deal has stalled or anything like that. This is a long built-up disdain. Never had such a disdain for the running of this Manchester United football club as I do right now, because they're a bunch of clueless, headless chicken bastards up there, to be fair. The Glazers don't care about us. They've got some little puppet boy, Pinocchio, freaking Ed Woodward in at the helm running things for them, and they're just dangling the strings as the puppet masters, and he's like, I'm a real live boy, and his nose just keeps freaking growing from all the lies he keeps telling this man. So, I've just about grown tired and wearisome of that potato-faced Ed Woodward at this football club. Surely he's got to get sacked soon. It's not like he's doing a good job in any regard. But in terms of the Glazers, apparently, they don't want to pay for pay the extra money for Bruno Fernandes. They don't see it as good value for money. And the deal was stalled on the transfer fee, the negotiation that's taken place with Sporting Lisbon for the transfer of Bruno Fernandes. It is stalled. What is it, the 24th of Jan right now? There's barely a week left of this transfer window. This is a freaking joke of a football club right now, to be fair. We can't get anybody through the door. I mean, Ed Woodward, if he phoned up Domino's, he couldn't get a freaking pizza through the door, that twat. That's the problem we've got at United. We just got incompetent fools all at the top, all over the place. And, it's literally just, I'm at the end of my tether with it, to be fair. But, let's talk about the news then, or that's being plastered all across the front of Sky Sports and major media outlets. And that is that Manchester United are about £10 million short of Sporting Lisbon's valuation of Bruno Fernandes. And there's all this talk about Sporting's agent or Sporting's advisor, George Mendes, flying in and with Sporting's president and having negotiations with Manchester United a little while ago for the sale of Fernandes. And we agreed a deal in principle for £55 million. This is what supposedly happened. And apparently it's fallen down now. We've had our pants pulled down again by the Glazers, it seems. Because apparently we've gone back and we've said, we only want to pay £42 million. Just some bullshit. We need to pay like £70 million. That's probably a more... I would actually be quite happy for United to sign Bruno Fernandes for £70 million right now. Sure, is it paying a little bit much? But to get your man in January, all parties would be very happy with that. I'm not saying, obviously if you can pay 60 million, get him for 60 million. But it's just so frustrating at the moment, everybody. I wanted to get on here, jump on here early, do a quick video. I'm surprised there's any of you who are tuning in right now, to be fair. There's a few of you early birds, you coffee drinkers, that are tuned in live right now on the channel. So please do us a favour if you are tuning in and, smash a like on it. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'll just read a couple out now. Actually, comment here from Malps. He says, Ollie said, quote, "We are working to improve and get players in. Hopefully we can get something over the line," end quote. Basically means they're not signing anyone. So, yeah, it's kind of remarkable that we've got to this point of the season, the 24th of January, without signing any players, considering the injury problems we had on the shite squad that we have got, the skeleton squad, the fact that we're not that far away from top four. You'd think some owners worth their salt would have a bit of a push and try and give the manager the tools available to him to maybe get top four for the club this season and have Champions League football for everybody and the fans for next season. You'd think they'd at least try and do that. But no, not our owners, not Ed Woodward, not our board. No, they just don't give a fuck anymore, it seems. So, if they ever really did, that's the thing. We've seen what they've been doing recently. They're basically just complete parasites, and they siphon money out of this football club, and they don't really invest in the team. Tommy Hartman, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for stopping by there. He said he's stopping by with his son just before he takes him to school. Hi, Sebastian. Shout out to you. Sorry for the language early on in the day here. Should come with a parental advisory note, this channel, really. Ubesy, how you doing? He comments, I don't think it's incompetency, Pig. I think it's just Glazer greed. This is the thing, yeah. I mean, maybe it is, Ed Woodward's incompetency in negotiations and being able to bring players in. There's definitely an element of that to it. But also, like you say, it's just the Glazers' lack of wanting to truly invest in this football club. It's not like a Manchester City. It's not like a Chelsea, where they have this sugar daddy who really loves the club, or at least wants to see the club successful and succeed out there on the pitch, and is prepared to invest fully in that and spend money on the team to do that. I mean, that's the sort of minimum that we would expect for most chairmen to actually want. If they're going to own a football club, you would expect them to be passionate about the football club. You would want them, you'd think that they would want the team to be successful out there on the pitch. And in order to do that, you are going to have to improve the side. You are going to have to make signings and spend some money along the way. We're a big entity, we can get money in, but you've got to spend some along the way. But not our owners. Our owners are literally like these big fat cat Americans who are just greedy. And, nothing wrong with Americans, obviously, but I'm just saying they're fat cat Americans, business owners. They've leached the life out of other sporting organisations in their own country. And now they've come to Manchester and they're doing it with this football club. And it's evident to see all the different aspects that they've affected. The recruitment's so bad since since Fergie left anyway. The recruitment's been terrible. The appointment of Ed Woodward after Gill is a calamity, really. If you think about what Woodward's actually done, Woodward's role at the club, his appointments of managers, they've not worked out at all. And that's all down to Ed Woodward. And they keep allowing him to perform his duties in his current role, which is a ridiculous thing, really. When you're the man who's in charge, you're managing managers and you're managing them awfully because the appointments you make don't work out. And also in terms of recruitment, getting players in, getting players out. Anytime we lose a player, they're getting a great deal. The team seems to be getting a great deal, whoever's buying from us. Whereas when we buy a player, we're getting awful deals. We're paying 80 million for Easter Island Head and stuff like that. And we're paying 90 mil for Pogba who's not worked out. And okay, maybe if these players worked out, it wouldn't be a bad investment. But at the moment, it seems like money not well spent. Not well spent at all from the guys up top there. So they're having a calamity. They really are. I would like to see the back of them. I hope that while they're still here, obviously, I mean, that's the fact. They own the club. You can't get rid of them. They're legally the owners. But Woodward, we can obviously protest the fact that Woodward is in the role that he's in. And hopefully maybe he could take a back seat and be a financial advisor or something like that, because he has shown some abilities there, but not actually all the football stuff. We need a director of football. So let's just keep this up. Keep this sack Woodward stuff going. Keep this Glazers out movement going. Keep the old, the walkouts. Keep the boycotts, the stopping buying merchandise and stuff like that. I mean, United emailed me this morning talking about this great sale they've got on their clothing. Junked it. It's in the junk mail section now, United. So you ain't getting any pennies out of me at this moment in time, because I do not support what is happening at this football club from the very top down. Now, does that make me a shit fan? No, because in the long term, I want to see United improve and get better, and I think we have to make a statement. They have to know that we're very unhappy with Woodward. We can't make them sell. But we can pretty much have a massive impact on changing and maybe appointing a director of football. So there you go. Everybody who's tuning in, thanks for stopping by. Get your thoughts in the comment section. Michael Fletcher, how you doing, Michael Fletcher? A channel member here. Thank you very much for stopping by. He says, Pig, do you trust the tabloid newspapers? This transfer has shown the real lack of info fan channels have, in my opinion. Not all channels either. I absolutely do not trust the tabloid newspapers. I don't trust Sky Sports. I don't even trust the BBC or any other sort of supposedly reputable news outlet. The fact is, we are talking about this because it should be a done deal by now, really. We were talking about it last summer. He's interested in coming, supposedly. Sporting are desperate to sell. United are desperate to get some sort of a creative midfielder. You would think it would be done. So the reason I'm talking about it now is just to highlight the sheer incompetence of our owners, of Woody, of everybody really to do with the club at the top there in terms of recruitment, because we have. It sounds like even if we sign him now, if I get off this end of this video and we sign him now, it's still a bloody debacle in terms of the time it's taken. And it seems to be the case with our owners and Woody and stuff. They just can't get deals in quick enough. And I'm looking at the team, scratching my head thinking, God, we've got McTominay injured, we've got Pogba injured, Rashford's been injured for a few months now. Aside from that, we had Lukaku go, Sanchez go, Herrera go. We didn't replace any of those guys. I'm looking at the team going, this is an absolute bare bones squad here. You know, it's literally the skeleton squad, from the freaking Goonies or something. It's terrible. Like, we just don't have the players in there. We haven't got the bodies. We need to get the players in there, so we have to spend some money in this window. Are the best players available to United at the moment in time? For various reasons, no. Champions League football, the status of the club, the owners, the manager, maybe it's not as attractive as it used to be, or as some of the other clubs around world football. Plus, we just are really in a struggling period at the moment. We don't have a lot to offer offer potential signings other than money, really. So it's not a good state of affairs, but we can sign good players from lower teams, lesser teams, players that would step up and relish the opportunity to play for United, which is the sort of players we want to go for anyway. You know, people are talking about Cavani and that sort of thing. That'd be cool. You know, I like Cavani. He's a good player. Seems to play with a lot of passion and effort out there. I like that. But it's a big money deal. You're talking about huge wages, agent fees, all this good stuff. And are we going to get the return out there on the pitch? I mean, it depends. It's like another mercenary situation. It could be another Falcao situation. It could be another Di Maria situation or a Lukaku. It just, it's a big money move. It doesn't work out. I'm not saying Lukaku's anywhere near as bad as those other guys in terms of being a mercenary, because he's not. But, yes, I mean, I think that there's a very good chance that United sign Bruno Fernandes before the end of the window. Probably the negotiations will stretch on until the end of the window, because you've got this situation right now where both clubs are playing cat and mouse with each other. They've flown over, they've had meetings with our side, apparently we've agreed a deal in principle, and then they've gone back and when we've put a low ball offer in, lower than the agreed principle deal, which has annoyed them probably. Fernandes wants to go. He's probably slightly annoyed about the situation. They're still playing him out there in Sporting. There's still a good chance that this deal doesn't happen also. I wouldn't put it past Glazers and Woody to completely mess this one up. But I'm expecting us to sign him because we need him. Like, we literally need him right now. The shocking team, the shocking midfield, it's a nightmare. We need to get some quality in there. So that's why I think Bruno Fernandes is going to happen. I just think it's a complete calamity and a debacle the way we've gone about this and our general recruitment process at this football club under the Glazers. It's a complete joke, man. I mean, who thinks that they do a good job? Who thinks that the Glazers are truly spending and investing to improve the team out there on the pitch? Who thinks that Woodward's recruitment is up to the standard of the best football clubs in the world? Who thinks that his judgment of managers, his judgment of players, his judgment, his ability to get good deals for United on the outgoing as well, Ashley Young went to Inter for like £1 million or something. I mean, we're paying Alexis Sanchez hundreds of thousands of pounds a week to go and play for a team in Italy. This is the sort of guy we've got at the club in terms of how he runs the financial aspect and the wages and all this. It's a nightmare, man. We've got one of the highest wage bills in world football. I think it's like the second highest wage bill in world football, but we're not the second best team in world football. We're not the second best team in the league. We're at the moment, we're the fifth best team in the Premier League. So we're not getting out of this club what we've put into it, to be fair. And that is a big reason for that is the Glazers just siphoning money and siphoning everything out of this football club and not actually truly investing back into it. Shane Oliver comments, we should buy 2 midfielders and 2 strikers from a lower league for 40 million. I mean, it's an interesting thing you bring up there. Go for young talents, go for players that could maybe step up. I mean, if you look at for instance, I'm not saying we should sign him, but Timu Pukki, for instance, now, when he was just a championship player last year, scoring goals, but come out to the Premier League, and he's had a good start to the season. He probably has been Norwich's best player. It's like if you'd gone and signed him last year, say, and put him in a United shirt, he probably wouldn't have done any worse than a lot of the gash we've got around at the club, and he'd have been a very cheap signing. And he would have loved to come to the club. So I see what you're saying. But the gems are a little bit few and far between. There's talk about Jude Bellingham, 16 years of age for 30 million quid. I mean, I'd be interested in it, to be fair, I was thinking 60 million quid, 30 mil, it's crazy, but United are desperate to get some players in. I don't know much about the lad, but we need some players. If he's a £30 million 16-year-old, he's got to have a heck of a future ahead of him, or at least he's got to have all the potential in the world. Maybe not. We all know Freddie Adu, don't we? Who remembers Freddie Adu? Yeah. Hey, there's over 100 of you guys tuning in right now. That is crazy. It's only 20 to 9 in the morning. Like, what's going on? Why is the pig even here? You know, I can still taste the toothpaste, man. Do you know what I mean? It's not right. I tell you, it's not right. I'm usually a pig in a blanket right now. Unless I've obviously got to get up and go to work, which I don't. I've got half day, so spot on. Get in there. Thanks very much for stopping by. Do us a favour if you are in here watching the live stream. It's so very early in the morning. Do smash a little like on it, help the channel out, help us out with the algorithm, and get your thoughts in the comment section. So, Nat Rambo, how you doing, Nat? Comments. Bruno is better than Fred. So, yeah, that's the thing. Bruno Fernandes, why should this deal take place? Well, because we need him, because he's better than what we've got at the moment. He's better than all options, I think, in our midfield, which is why we need to sign him. Fred is a good player, actually. He's been decent for us, but I never really see him being much more than a squad player for us. Same goes for Matic. He's looked decent recently, but never more than a squad player for us. And is that harsh? I don't think it's harsh. Look at the United's midfields of old. Scholesy, you know, Beckham, Keane, Butt, and Fletcher. You know, these are United quality sort of players. Whereas Fred, Matic, I mean, like I was saying in my match reaction the other day, would Fred get into Barcelona's team? Would Fred get into Bayern Munich's team? Would he get into any of the top teams in world football? Would he get into Juventus's team? The answer to that, my friends, is absolutely no. I mean, he might get in the squad, but he's not getting in the first team, which is why I think he's not a good enough level for United's first team. Doesn't mean he's not a good squad player to have around and to play him against some of the lower teams or in the cup games and all this stuff, and as a substitute and when other players have picked up injuries. He's shown recently he can be a good player and have a good little bit of form and put a good run together. So I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm just saying he doesn't get into any of the top teams in world football. Same goes for Matic. You know, maybe a few years ago, but certainly not now. You know, the only thing he's getting in, he's getting in a top team for is maybe like, I don't know, like a free kick obstacle. Do you know what I mean? Just might as well use a cardboard cutout. But there you go, just stand there, Nemanja, you're tall. He's been doing well recently. But the point I'm making is, a lot of the players we've got do not get into the top team. So how can we possibly be a top team? How does that work? I mean, yeah, Pogba gets into the top team, supposedly. He's not fit. He's out for ages. He's just had an ankle surgery. He's out for like 5 or 6 weeks or something still. McTominay, yeah, great player coming through the ranks. Still not sure how long he's out of the team for, but a while. We have got injury problems all over the place. The Glazers, Woodward, they need to make some signings right now. And I like what you said, actually, my friend. Nat, was it Nat? Who said that we need to sign some players from the Championship or whatever. We could do with that, or was that somebody else? Either way, we could definitely do it, just signing some decent up-and-coming players. And I'm not talking about going to sign, like, Championship standard players. I'm saying, like, this Bellingham candidate, 16 years of age, huge bags of potential. If the price is right, maybe he can come in and do a job right now, and it's also one for the future. You know, it's a bodies problem at United. It's not just a quality issue, it's the fact we don't have enough bodies. Of course we don't, because otherwise you wouldn't be seeing Luke Shaw coming off the bench. You wouldn't see Pigeon Jesse Lingard coming up out of his bloody bird coop. You wouldn't see him popping up on the pitch ever, because he's just not good enough standard at all. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see Phil Jones starting games at the back, because obviously he's just absolutely truly gashtastic and needs to be moved on also. So there's still a bit of dead wood at United. I'm not even going to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this video personally. I suppose I should just a little bit in terms of like maybe the Glazers are pulling out, or this Bruno Fernandes deal is stalling and they haven't signed the players in this window because they're not fully backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Maybe that is the case. Maybe they've already earmarked him to end his job at the end of the season, say. And this is just a sort of damage limitation season now. Maybe they will make one signing here just to appease the fans. This Bruno Fernandes signing, a big marquee signing for us. But they won't probably go and spend another bit of money to get, 2 or 3 other younger, good up-and-coming players that could bolster the squad and help us right now. So they're a shit shower. They really are. Big D, how you doing, Big D? Good morning to you. Thanks for stopping by. Good morning. Icky1693 says, like the video, lads and lasses. Thank you very much, Icky1693. Smack a like on it if you are tuning in. Andy says, we need strikers more than midfielders. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but we definitely do need a striker, don't get me wrong. I think that we haven't created enough for any of the forwards up top there. You haven't seen the best part from Anthony Martial yet in a number 9 position because he's not been getting great service. We haven't really had the ability to unlock the lesser teams. We've really struggled to play against teams with a low block. We need better technicians, better players who just have that little bit of excellence in terms of execution and vision to be able to unlock a defence, which hopefully Bruno Fernandes can do. I watched a video yesterday. I know it's only a mishmash, and you could probably do this with any player, but it was 100 passes from Bruno Fernandes that would impress you. That was it. That's what it was called. And I watched the video, I was thinking, this guy looks freaking mustard, to be fair. You know, that's what exactly a bit of what we need. And I've seen a bit of Bruno Fernandes in the past, but just a big compilation like that, although you could probably do the same with Carlton Palmer and make him look like bloody, you know, Messi or something. So it doesn't really go to say much for that, but it's still worth noting. Either way, there we go. Thank you very much. Shout out to everybody who's getting in here. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish your question, did I? We do need strikers, but we need a creative spark as well, because that's where the biggest problem is. I think Martial up top there. Look, if we get an injury problem to Martial, we are really screwed. We've only got Greenwood, who's another recognised striker. Rashford's out injured for a good while. We've needed a striker since the summer also. We missed out on Haaland, scored on his hat-trick on his debut. Scored a hat-trick on his debut against whoever it was for Dortmund. And he's looked good for them already. That's very disconcerting for me because I would have liked to have seen him. We needed a striker. Hopefully we can still get one. We do need somebody to just come in and be a backup. Somebody who's comfortable being a backup for us, you know? That's the thing. We don't have the depth there. We need some extra players up top there just to chip in with some goals. Now, you've heard me mention Callum Wilson before, but, you know, I don't think he'd really want to come in a backup capacity. We need somebody who's just literally happy to play second fiddle up top there and be a complete backup. So any ideas who that could sort of be up top there at this moment in time? Ice Queen Gaming, how you doing? Says, hi Pig, about to have egg and bacon for breakfast. Nice one. Very appropriate. Showing love for the bacon and egg brigade there by literally aligning your breakfast with the name of the fans of this channel. That is commitment out there, Ice Queen Gamer. So thank you very much for getting there. I hope you cook it well. Sean Abonicio comments, you are 4 points above Newcastle in 12th. You have a run of 7 hard games coming up. Things are going to get very difficult, Big. Hey, Sean, I'm not trying to pretend that things are not difficult for United. I think they've been the most difficult they've been since I've been a fan of United, which is all my life. It's just literally a case of trying to claw our way somehow into the top 4 by the end of the season. And Ollie needs some players, but even then, even if we did get the players, it's still a tough ask. We're still behind. We still have a lot of vulnerabilities in certain areas of the team. And like you say, we've got tough fixtures coming up. We're not expected to beat anybody right now. Look at that. Burnley beat us 2-0, man. 2-0 Burnley beat us. You know, so we're not expected to beat anybody. West Ham have beaten us this season. Bournemouth have beaten us this season. You know, we've gone down to some real lower teams this season, so I'm not expecting us to get a win against anybody, really. In the same token, we've got some really big upsets and big wins against teams we probably shouldn't be beating. But with that just goes to show you how inconsistent United are and the problems we do have. And I think this period of January, February, it's going to be the most difficult period for United now. Because like you say, we've got 7 hard games coming up. We've also got injury issues. We've got Rashford, our best goal scorer this season, out. If Martial takes a knock, we're screwed. We've got a skeleton midfield. We've got obviously McTominay and Pogba still out. We've got injury problems all over the gaff, you know. Thank you, Icky says, smash the like button, guys. Please do that. I'm just going to stick around for about 5 more minutes or so. Shout out to Tonk Nash 87 and shout out to Cootie 007 who comments, hi Pig from Oz. Nice one. How's the wizard? How's he doing? Killian Ken Mengi says, even if we did sign all those players, it wouldn't make a difference. Well, I mean, it would definitely help, wouldn't it? If we had better players, it would definitely help us play better out there, and it'd give Ollie a lot more tools to choose from and hopefully be able to implement his tactics better than the shite that we've got out there right now. Because like the other day against Burnley, first half was actually all right. We did create. It's just the finishing aspect was a problem. Sure, we melted second half and he brought on some really awful substitutions. But is that just the fact we don't have the players fit and we don't have enough good players there at the moment? We definitely need some good players, but there's no excuse for losing to Burnley, to be fair. That's a bullshit thing to say from me there. Because Burnley, they're gash. United are a huge club. Look at Sheffield United. They don't seem to have a problem with playing decent football, do they? They don't have the talents or the big money players that we got. Oh, you've triggered me. Thank you for your comment there. But it would probably make a difference, though, wouldn't it? If we had better players, especially, I think we're two key players in this window would be brilliant, which is a creative midfielder, Bruno Fernandes, and a striker, like a proper goal scorer. Now who that could be, I don't know, Timo Werner or somebody, just a proper freaking goal scorer up there. Somebody who doesn't hesitate, who's naturally good at finishing. Because Martial's been good up there in a number 9 capacity at times. Times he's looked very good, but at other times, I was saying he's not getting the service, but in the previous game, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's laid a couple on a plate for him, and he didn't take him, no. He didn't have that egg and bacon breakfast, that's for sure. Olivia Alves, how you doing, Olivia? Comments, we didn't get Haaland signed because the club wanted to teach Raiola a lesson. My words, does this mean that Woodward's pride is more important than the success of the club? Probably, yeah, probably. I mean, there was some issues that it did fall down on, speculation really, but apparently it's to do with future release fee and things like that. It's quite possible. We have had issues with Raiola in the past, and yeah, I think maybe it is an ego thing. It's an ego thing with these people at the top of our club there. And right now we're not really in the position to be picking and choosing, players like that, really. What I'm saying is, a few years ago, sure, we don't want to sign players who have a minimum fee release clause to go to a big club or a big club release clause, because we were a big club. It was players that were coming to us and we were buying them out. Do you know what I mean? But now it has changed. Now United are not as it's just not as big a club as it used to be a few years ago, and simply because of the success out there on the pitch and the waning success. Legend of Roto comments, Olivia, Haaland didn't sign because he doesn't like United and also because Raiola taught United a lesson. So there you go. I mean, maybe he doesn't like United. His dad obviously doesn't like United, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, it's a factor. That is a factor. Maybe he didn't like Ollie. He's obviously had previous meetings with Ollie. Maybe he just didn't like Ollie. There you go. I'm sure he did though. Nick Pendragon comments, Pinocchio and the Noddy man. Pinocchio and Noddy, the yes man. Yeah, absolutely. Well, fair enough. You're talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being Noddy. We got Pinocchio, that lying bastard Ed Woodward, who's little, who's the Glazers' little Geppetto's freaking real living boy. Comment here from JP. How are you doing, JP? Thanks for getting in here. Says United going through change, at least let it happen, then judge. I know it's already taken 7 years. Yeah, fair comment. We have to change. I know Solskjaer's only had a year. This squad is just obviously not up to the standard. Like, if you'd got a really top manager in, who's a big name, established name, I don't know if they would have done that much better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the time that he's had them, with the squad that we've had and the investment and the signings and the players going out and the injuries. I don't think you would have any manager doing much better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now. We're 5th in the league, we're in the FA Cup, we're in the League Cup, we're in the Europa League, we're still in it with a chance. Mark O comments, Glazers and Woodwank need to go or they will get jumped. I hope they do. Fair play. I mean, that's the thing, yeah. Threats on life is a good way of getting them out of the football club, to be fair. I don't want to condone it. I'm just saying that is obviously a good idea. Beats produced by CM comments, no Bruno equals no competing. By the way, beats produced by CM. Do you want to produce me any beats for the Fire in My Room videos that I do? Anyway, it says no Bruno, no competing. I agree with that. We're not going to compete for top 4 if we don't solve the problems we've got at the moment, because we've got these injuries especially. But anyway, even if we had a fully fit squad, we still got some issues. Creativity in the centre of the park and a real striker, a real forward player up there who can help us score some goals too. RQ Ings comments, how's the hen doing in China with the deadly virus and all? You know what? I haven't heard from him for a day or two, so I better bloody check, haven't I? I think he's okay. I mean, I don't think it's that many people infected with it. Is it? Maybe I'll be corrected by somebody, but yeah. Michael Doom comments, no Bruno, no ambition. Get your comments in, by the way, lads and lasses. Now I'm going to read a bunch out and then we are going to wrap this video up. Wanted to get on here, give you my thoughts on Woodward, the Glazers, and this Bruno Fernandes debacle. It's stalling, man. Just get the deal done. You know, how long does it take to get a deal wrapped up? It's been going on for literally a year now. It's pathetic. Diego Smith says, we need a worldwide boycott of the club. Let the Glazers feel our pain. You know, that I do condone. I do think that that's a good idea right now. You know, you need to stop buying the merch, stop buying the subscriptions to things and all these stuff, because you need to make a point. We need to hit them where it hurts. They need to see, do you know what, if we don't get rid of Woodward, we're going to lose a shitload of money. And that's what will interest them at the end of the day, because they're in this game for money. They're business owners. They're owners of the club, sucking money out. They're in it for money. Latchy Barton comments, love you, Piggy. Thanks loads for the regular content. Bacon binging. Nice one. Thank you very much. Is it Latchy Barton? I don't know. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. But either way, thank you so much for getting in here with that positive comment. Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot more videos, a lot more content at the moment. There will be a preview for the weekend's game, of course. There'll be watch-alongs for every single game that's taken place for United, so there will be a lot more content coming on the channel. I'm just trying to get something out daily, and if there's anything I want to get off my chest, or if there is any breaking news, like this morning, you know, I'm just a bit pissed off in general about this whole Bruno Fernandes calamity. I'm just surprised that it's not done by now. And I'm surprised that it's been reported like the deal's stalled and it's broken down and negotiations broken down and we're lowballing them and the Glazers don't feel that there's good value in the deal and all this bollocks. It's bollocks, man. We need to freaking get it done. Frozen Turkey says, why would Fernandes even want to come now? He can't possibly feel valued by us at this point. Interesting point you make. I don't think he'll be too bothered. He'll be getting a bigger money move to United in a huge club, in a big league. I know Sporting is a very big club, and it's a good league too, but it's not quite to the level of United and the Premier League even now. George Vukovic comments, why don't United fans in America protest against Glazers? Yeah, very true. I mean, yeah, maybe protest against all their organisations, all their buildings. You know, like people who protest outside Trump Tower. They've got to own some property out there. Go and paint Glazers out on that shite. Oh, it's a good comment, George. You know, it's true. JP comments, Mbappe coming in. Just imagine that. Just imagine that right now. Before the end of the window, what happens? Ed Woodward calls a press conference. He goes, guess what? We've signed Kylian Mbappe for 150 million off PSG. Oh, and Phil Jones has gone the other way. We've signed Bruno Fernandes. We've got Jadon Sancho. Here they all. We've lined them up for a press conference just to say, this is the new United. This is us. We're fully committed. We've invested £500 million in this transfer window in the side. There you go, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just imagine if that happened. That would be the best thing ever. But it's not going to happen, is it? You cannot see that happening. You know, like a few years ago, like United used to come out with these surprise deals where whoever it may be, I don't know, Zlatan, or there was that Falcao one, or previously like Robin van Persie nicking them off Arsenal and stuff like that. I just don't see that happening at the moment. I don't see United getting a real coup. I don't see us getting a real, you know, like a real player in. Neil Duffin, good to see you, mate. Says, haha, sneaky me. Good luck, mate. Have a good weekend. Hope you're having a good one, Neil. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. I'm going to wrap this video up now, lads and lasses. We just got over half an hour, but thanks for stopping by. Do the pig a favour. Smash a cheeky little like on this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Click the bell as well to be notified when we do go live on this. There'll be a preview for the weekend's game coming up. There'll be watch-alongs, all that good stuff. Pig of the Hen Show Wednesday. So keep... look out for notifications and all that good stuff, and thank you very, very much for tuning in and having your say in the comments. One last thing, also, if I've not responded to you, understand I try to respond to everybody, or as many people as I can. Shout out to Elysium NZ, Ring Laura too, Kevin Short at the end here too. But get your thoughts and opinions in after this video is finished in the not live comments on the regular video, and I will try and respond to them, and everybody else can. We can have a little bit of a debate and a discussion about the state of United, the state of the Glazers, Woodward, and of course Ollie and the owners and the transfer debacle and everything. So do get involved in in the comments section with your thoughts and opinions after this video is finished. But anyway, this is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Thanks for stopping by. Have yourselves a good one. I'll see you very, very soon. Come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out, Glazers. Glazers out. Woodward out. Sack the lot of them. We need some signings. I mean, it's quite ridiculous. Bruno Fernandes is not a United player yet. Pull your bloody fingers out, losers. That's right. Very, very angry boy this morning. I'm not a happy bunny. God almighty. They are parasites, though. We need to get some proper players into this squad and actually help the team out. Just help the team out for a change, guys. Anyway, these are the Patreon followers. Thank you very much for supporting the channel on Patreon. Link in description. Alex Rudd, Alex Rincon, Ekalul, Matt Norton, Lucinda Green, Robbo, Gungshi, of course, Liam White is another one, Jarvis Cocker, Pete Miller, Wallace Montcroy Stewart, Marshall Graller, and yet, you're right, I'm still yet to add The Saint and yet to add Steve Johnson, but a special shout out to those guys at the end. Again, you will be added soon. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Big. Take it easy. Come on, United, you absolute shower bastards.